All right, so hi everyone. My name is Emerson. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I am your host, as I mentioned, and I just want to remind you that we are doing these live trainings in order for us to help our community to give more support materials, update you in new features that we are going to be releasing, and give you more knowledge about the platform. Okay, so if you have any question, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And at the end of the training, we are going to go over all of them. Okay, so with that being said, let me introduce you to Robert, one of the key customer success manager that is going to train us today. So go ahead, Robert.
Thank you, Emerson, for this introduction, and thank you everyone for joining this live session. Today we are going to talk about the Veevart Payments App. We are going to be learning about the navigation through the Veevart Payments App, navigating through key reports in order to easily do the reconciliation process. Basically, everything, or the idea is to have everything in just one place in order for you guys to have like an easier job doing the reconciliation process. With this being said, let's get into it. So I'm going to share the presentation real quick. All right. First, we'll start with how to access the Veevart Payments app in Salesforce, then how to navigate key tabs such as payment, onboarding, POS purchases, cashier drawer journals, deposits, and disputes, how to generate and analyze transactions reports, and also how to track gross sales, net sales, refunds, and transactions by payment method. We will finalize with accessing deposit details reports or not reports, actually it's the deposits tab itself, and how to access open disputes. This is pretty much our agenda for today, so let's move forward. Starting by how to access Veevart Payments app in Salesforce. So right here, we have, as in any other app, we have to go to the app launcher, and through it, we should type payments in order to like identify or locate the payments app. Once we do it, we select it. And then it is going to take us to the payments app, or the Veevart Payments app. As you can see, it will take you automatically to the home screen that contains like different reports that are under this app. As you can see, we are going to go deeper into this just in a few. And at the top of the screen, as in any other app, we have the home, we have also payments onboarding, POS purchases, cashier drawers, deposits, and disputes. All right, let's continue. And then how to navigate key tabs, such as payments onboarding, POS purchases, cashier drawer journals, deposits, and disputes. Let's get into it. So we are under the home page, as you can see, in the Veevart Payments app. And then, well, you can see, yeah, the title of the dashboard, payments dashboard. And then we will be able to identify like different reports included in this dashboard, such as transactions, total of transactions as well. As you can see on the right side of the screen, we have gross sales. We also have customer served, net sales. And then if we scroll down a little bit in this screen, we are going to see gross sales by revenue stream, transactions by payment method, card volume by brand as well. And we will be able to see some others, such as deposit details, active recurring donations, gross sales by cashier. And scrolling down, we also have open disputes, report, and we also have the report for refunds. And finally, we have other reports, as you can see in the screen. And then we have a filter from this view in which you can filter by any time range, depending on your needs. In this case, we are going to select the all as a filter. And in real time, you are going to see that the information in the dashboard is going to be updated based on what you selected, okay? We also have the opportunity to see the other values under this paid list. Then let's move forward to the payments onboarding tab. This is where you will be able to locate the information that you first entered through the onboarding link. in order to initiate this process of migration to ADIS, okay? So we have information such as a legal entity, payout information, and the information of the institution, and store information on the right side of the screen. Great. Moving forward, let's review the POS purchases. This is something you already know from the past. In here, you are going to see stored all the POS purchases for all the transactions that are processed through Veevart. And then we have the cashier drawer journals as well, stored, that stores like all the cash drawers during every single day. And then we have the deposits tab right here. You will see listed all the deposits. We are going to see that in a few. And then we have disputes, in which you can see all the disputes that are stored in the system. Let's continue. How to generate and analyze transaction reports. So being under the homepage of the Veevart Payments app, you can see this transaction report, right? It will contain detailed information about all the transactions. So let's click the hyperlink, and we are going to see the content of this transactions report. Perfect. So at the top, we are going to see the title of the report, and then we have detailed information about this report. We have total records, the total amount as well, as you can see here. We have total net, and we also have total fees. That's information that you will be able to find under these transactions reports. You may also see here that we have a group that's payment date. We have information such as POS purchase, card name, amount, and we also have included net, fee, the type. In this case, you can differentiate if it is credit card, debit, or cash. We also have the credit card column that displays the last 4 digits of the card brand, deposit, and deposit status and estimated date. Okay, let's move forward with the presentations. And now, let's review how to track gross sales, net sales, refunds, and transactions by payment method. Good. Same thing as before. Being under the homepage of the Veevart Payments app, we are going to see different reports, right? As you can see here on the right side of the screen, we have gross sales. We also have net sales as well. I scroll down just a little bit and I can see transactions by payment method reports. And then we also have refunds report, okay? So as you can see, like we try to have everything in one place. Now, let's review gross sales report. We click the hyperlink right there. It's going to take us to the details of the report, all right? So at the top, you are able to see essentially the report type, which in this case is charges with charge items. And then details of the report, we have it grouped by payment date. We have POS, purchase included, created date, and charge name, as well as the amount. Okay, we also have included a chart right here for you to have it as a graphic, and then you can identify the total amount, total nets, and total fee. Okay, now going back to home screen, let's review the next report, which in this case would be net sales. So we click the hyperlink, and as in the other report, we are going to see details regarding this net sales report. At the top, we have the graphic for this report, as you can see, right? And then we have this report grouped by payment date. We included also POS purchase, charge information, and amounts. And then at the very top of the screen, we have the total amount, total nets as well, and the total fee in regards to this net sales report. If we review the filters, we are able to see the values there. We can filter by our needs. It really depends on what we need. And that's pretty much it. Now, let's review the next report, which in this case is transactions by payment method. We click the hyperlink of the reports. Then we have the opportunity to review this report, starting by the filters, as you can see. And then we have some other pieces of information. We have a group by payment date, but also by type of payment method, right? We also have the category of card brand, and we also have charge name and the different amounts right there. And we have this graphic that displays the information of the type of payments or payment methods, essentially. And on the right side of this screen, we have the card brand and the different branding info. And now going back to the Home tab and scrolling all the way down, we have the Refunds report. Let's review it. Great. So this one is a charges with refunds report type. And as you can see, we have it grouped by refund date. And then at the top of the screen, we have the total amounts and the total amounts for the refunds, okay? And if you take a look at the information, in this report, we are able to see the columns for cashier drawer journals, POS purchase, and the charge name, all related to those particular refunds. And then we have amount and refund amounts. Continue with this presentation. And now let's see how to access deposit details. So at the top of the screen, we're able to see the deposits tab. We click it, and then in this area, just making sure that we have selected the all list view, you will be able to see listed all the deposits that are stored in the system, right? Let's review one as an example. So we click that particular report, and it is going to take us to the report itself, the deposit. And then the deposit name is going to be actually the deposit ID. Just to avoid confusions or anything, it will be the same, the deposit ID, okay? Perfect, you are going to find it at the top. We also have estimated arrival date, which is when the deposit has hit the bank account. But something important that I want to mention right now at this point is that the payouts are basically 2 days or 2 business days after the transactions are processed. Let me give you an example. For transactions that are processed on Mondays, the deposits will be reflecting in your bank account on Wednesday, 2 days or 2 business days after. For those transactions that are processed during the weekend, let's say Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those deposits will be reflecting in your bank account on Tuesday. And for those transactions that are processed on Thursdays, those deposits will be deposited in the bank account on Monday, Friday, and Monday. That's essentially how it works. We also have the status, and then we have the amount section, in which you can find information of charges, total fees, refund amounts, and total nets. And we also have on the right side of this portion, chargeback amount, chargeback reversed amount, and chargeback fee. That's information that you can find on each deposit. Now, if we take a look at the right screen or right side of the screen, we have deposit with charges. Essentially, for all the charges related to this deposit. And right below that one, we have deposits with refunds for all of those refunds also associated with this particular deposit. Okay? If we also take a look at the same screen, scrolling down, we have this related list for charges. All of the charges are going to be listed right there in regards to this deposit. And we also have the related list for refunds, if there were any refunds processed during this particular deposit. All right, let's move forward. This one is going to be for open disputes. How to access open disputes? Really easy. So we go to the Disputes tab, and we click it. And the same recommendation I gave you before, make sure that the list view is selected as all. The all value is going to display all the open disputes that are stored in the system. Now let's click one dispute for you to see like the structure. We are able to see the details tab, and then we have the dispute name, as you can see, the charge that is associated with dispute. And then if it is defendable or not, we are going to have this checkbox. We also have the dispute status, right? If it is auto-defended or not, as you can see here. And then we also have creation date of the dispute, defense period ends at, as well, reason description, last event, and store reference. This is pretty much the structure in terms of open disputes. And that's pretty much it. So I think it's time now, Emerson, to start with the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. So yeah, let's start with the Q&A session. So I'll be reading out loud the questions that our customers or clients drop down in the chat. So I will start with the first question. So Ryan Carver asked, somewhat unrelated, however, with the partnership with Adyen in place, will Square still be an option for payment processing?
Okay, in order to answer that, I think we did not introduce her. But okay, we have also here in the building, Valeria Silva. She's our product manager for our payments department. So she's right here, and she's going to helping us with the questions.
Hi, everyone. I'm Valeria Silva. So I'm going to ask some of your questions. So the first about Adyen is that if we are going to still supporting Square. And I think other have questions about the Stripe. And the answer is, for now, yes, we'll be supporting them. But the idea is to all of you to migrate to Adyen, because we're going to have here in Adyen some features that will not be in any other merchant. We will have on, we already have on reference refunds. We will be working on Google Pay and Apple Pay for online apps, just in Adyen. And we'll have another things as ACH and everything just in Adyen. So that's the idea. So the idea is to migrate to Adyen.
All right, thank you so much, Valeria. So here we have another, I hope, Ryan, that answered your question. In case it doesn't, please let us know, okay? I have another question from Ashley Blocklinman. The question is, do the CC disputes also connect with any Stripe claims?
Thank you for the question. Well, you can help me out.
No, actually, we're only bringing the dispute information to Salesforce just for Adyen transactions, just for the ones that have already like the active Adyen as the merchant.
Great.
All right, thank you so much, Valeria. So actually, I hope that answered your questions. If it doesn't, please let us know. Now let's continue with Molly. So the question is, where is the payment app located? We currently do have the payment app listed in our app launcher. Is this an add-on?
Well, this is not an add-on, actually. Well, this should be part of your Veevart like package. So it should be displayed in the app launcher. As shown before, basically you should go to the app launcher and type just the word payments or Veevart payments, and it should be displayed right there. Anything else to add, Valerie?
Yes, if you want, we can add it to you, but currently we only have it for Adyen clients, so they can see all the fee, net, and everything. But if you like, we can add that dashboard now for you too.
Thank you, Valeria. And yeah, Molly, in case that you want it to be added, just contact your customer success manager, and he or she will be able to do that for you, okay? Please let us know if that makes sense or if it answered your question. Then we have another question from Monica Izaguirre.
Is there a planned date for the Square phase out? That is actually a good question, but I will need to investigate that one. Let me consult that one. For the moment, we We are not really sure. And we can get back to you on that one, okay?
All right. Thank you, Robert. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Monica, as soon as we have, Robert has the answer, he will contact you by email or something, okay? Then we have another question from Ryan Carver again. And the question is, do you have a loose timeline for the required migration?
That's another good question, and we thank you for asking that question. I'll go ahead and make sure here with our team in regards to that question, and we'll get back to you. I'll try to communicate with your customer success manager. If you could remind me actually what the institution is, what your institution is, so your customer success or your implementation executive can reach out once we have the answer for that question.
All right. Thank you, Robert, for that
Yep.
answer. All right. So I think those are all the questions so far. If anyone has another question, please drop it in the chat. Let's wait just maybe 1 more minute for any other question.
Great. In the meantime, while we wait for any other questions to come up, and just as a friendly reminder for self-services, for more information and details that you may need, please do not forget to visit our official website, veevart.com. In there, we have like a lot of material for you to pretty much get additional information in case that you need. We have knowledge articles, we have videos and tutorials, and that way you can get additional information.
Yeah, perfect, Robert. We have another question from Aubrey Young, and the question is ADN software or hardware that we need to purchase? Like, is there any software?
Yeah, we have some devices, some readers that need to be purchased, but that is up to us. So you can tell us what are the devices you currently have with a Square or with a Stripe, and we will make the order totally free.
Perfect. Thank you, Valeria. Aubrey asked again, and it can run on iPad. Yeah, she's letting us know that yes, he will be able.
Actually, once the devices are delivered, we'll need to schedule a call in order to basically do the setup process, and that will be everything. Those calls essentially or usually take like 10, 15 minutes. It's pretty easy to set it up, and that should be all.
Perfect. Sure, Aubrey. All right. Any other question that some of you may have or something else you want to add? Okay. So I think those are the questions. Anyways, remember that in case that more questions come up, you can send an email to your customer success manager for further information. Okay. So thank you so much, Robert, for this live training, and thank you so much, all of you, for participating. Remember that our goal is to provide you with the best support. That's why this presentation will be uploaded and sent to all of our clients. Also, as Robert mentioned, please remember to visit our webpage, veevart.com, or feel free to contact your customer success manager, as I mentioned, for any further questions you have. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have an excellent day. Goodbye.